That's Stephen Wallace in the 5-hour Energy, the Great Clips Toyota. Then Boris said, and there is the number 5, man on a mission.
Tell you what, these guys make me nervous just watching them, because I'm like, man, they pick the throttle up just a little too much and they get them sideways and then they get past and they've got to just drive like there's an egg under the throttle. And these two right here, Stephen Wallace and Jason Leffler, they're like magnets. They can't get away from each other.
It's like they've been joined at the hip.
I think I just say, does somebody go ahead? Somebody pass somebody here.
They need to go north-south magnets and get away from each other.
And there goes Fellows taking a look underneath and gets around the 24. So Simo gets passed by Fellows, and now he's got to figure out how to get around the two guys that can't seem to get away from each other.
Hey, this is where the crew chief's got to get involved and say, calm down, guys. It's a lot of laps to go yet.
Last time they did this down to the main straightaway, they both had to come to a stop because they both missed turn 14.
Well, it could happen again. Let's see what happens here.
Tell when they hit on hard on the brakes, the front end just no. And look at Leffler, he's loose. They gonna make it? Barely.
I tell you what.
Look at Simo and Clint Boyer back there.
Brad Keselowski back there with Scott Wimmer sliding around too.
Well, and Keselowski knows that's Boyer, the points leader, right in front of him. He says, man, I got to get around him. I got to score some points.
Now remember, turn 13 and 14, that is a real tight corner. The cars were going at that corner at 165 miles per hour.
You know what? If I was a crew chief right now for the 66, go to 30 hours, hey, follow that 5 car, tire track him, learn from him. That's for sure.
Well, he managed to get around Leffler, and now he's making quick work of Stephen Wallace.
Yeah, and this is a great guy to follow for a youngster like Stephen Wallace. Oh, don't hit him. Don't hit him.
That was close. You already see the nose damage on the front of the 66. That was earlier with Jason Leffler. And look at the rain on the backside of this racetrack, still pouring.
And you know, Marty, when you drive a certain speed, when the tracks start driving out, you run a certain way, but when it gets wetter, these guys got to tell themselves, slow down. I can't keep doing what I've been doing, and that's hard for these guys.
Well, it looks like it has settled down for a moment, at least in that part of the racetrack, as Ron Fellows has moved ahead of those two guys, and Fellows now up to 11th. Meanwhile, Marcus Ambrose in front of Papis by 4 seconds. Can you say deja vu all over again? Let's flash back to Mexico earlier in the year. That's the 59 of Marcus Ambrose getting into Boris Said, and Boris did not take kindly to it because he felt like Marcus didn't give him any chance there. He just kept plowing on through and drove right over him. And after it was all said and done, the words were exchanged. You could see how furious Boris was. In our pre-race show, just in case you weren't with us, he said, "No, that's in the past, but I'm not going to send him a Christmas card." Well, he's going to have to get airmail to get it to him because Marcus Ambrose has checked out on this field by 8 seconds over Max Papis, and Boris Said is 23 seconds behind in 7th.
Yeah, Marcus Ambrose is giving these guys a whooping. There's no doubt about that. He knows how to drive in this rain, and like I said earlier, I had no idea that, guys, he was just good on this track under these conditions. I mean, man.
His team's going to want to run the rain every week.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let it rain, man. Let's go for it.
Let's take a look at the 29 of Scott Wimmer. He's currently running in 16th, and Jason Leffler has dropped back to the 17th position. He had a few issues a couple of laps ago while we were in break. Let's go back and show you what happened to Jason in the Great Clips Toyota.
He's already missed a turn, but he says, I'm coming back.
And he comes back right in the line there, but Hornaday and Boyer were both able to get around him, and so has Scott Wimmer, and now Brad Keselowski gets around him. So Leffler is starting to go back, and here we go with a battle for 3rd on the racetrack as Jacques Villeneuve is closing on Scott Pruitt, our pole sitter.
These guys all know their limits right now, guys. They can tell. They know exactly how far to take these cars. Seems to wiggle around just a little bit, but that's a pretty gutsy move right there.
Listen to the crowd. They'll be cheering for Villeneuve going into 1. They may be wet, but they are happy. Standing in the turn 1 and 2 section as their man has just taken over the position and moved into 3rd.
Guys, one thing I've noticed, we just had a shot of the 32 car, the sway bar, He has unhooked the sway bars in the front and the back of the car. Papis is off course now.
Papis is off into the barrier.
Caution.
And a full course caution has come out here as we are working lap 30 of 74. Papis was running second.
And he is stuck in the mud right now. Can't get out of that grass. He's pinned against that wall.
You can see the tire marks right here at the lower of the screen. Just went right in.
Yeah. Just slid right off. And the problem is he's going to get pulled out. He'll go a lap down because of that.
So Max, who started second last year, started second this year, is up against the tire barrier here on lap 30, bringing out our third caution.
You know he's just sitting in that car right now, just beating his head on the wall.
And for the second time in a row, the 52 of Scott Gaylord is getting the Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass. He's having a bonus day. He gets it twice.
And if Papis can get pulled out of that mud, that's what he's got to hope for, is a lucky dog to get himself back on track right now. I know he's just got to be killing himself by what happened. Really upset.
Just push me, boys. Come on,
just give me a push,
me.
guys. Push me. That's what he's probably saying.
That guy brings him a lunch. That was nice of him.
Still trying to figure out if he can get that car fired.
The guys are just standing away from the car. I saw the car run a little while ago. You'd have thought that he asked them just to push him a little bit, but nothing's happening there.
You can see his arm up in the back window. He's like, come on, guys, just give me a push.
Yeah, pretty mysterious. I don't know what's going on down there right now.
He's Italian and the other guy's a Canadian. They can't understand him.
Well, that could be.
Well, again, Marcus Ambrose loses an over 8-second lead this time, as now you see in second place is Jacques Villeneuve. There is Scott Pruitt, Patrick Carpentier, and then Andrew Ranger. And since the leaders are not coming towards pit lane, in fact, they're going to have to go all the way around again as they've already passed pit in. We'll take this opportunity to step aside for a break. Here at Montreal, where history has been made, we are running in the rain in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And it looks like the 64 is going on the hook. All right, we're under our third caution here at Montreal. And we've just had a bit of a chuckle at the expense of Carl Edwards. Take a look. Carl is fine right now, but this was Carl trying to do his impersonation of the window cleaner at your service station.
It's like a floor mop, doesn't it?
Well, he can't get it turned over.
Carl, turn it over, get it down there. He's trying to get a different grip. Vince, what's he got to say about that?
You know, actually, that was made for him in case the windows started fogging up on the inside. He could actually use it to clear off the windows on the inside should they be fogging, and I think he's just getting a little creative. You know what? I think Carl Edwards just has too much fun when he's out there on the racetrack. That's what it's all about. Remember at the beginning in the pre-race interview, he said, I hope it rains just to see what would happen. Well, he got his wish, right?
Yeah, they got these things called windshield wipers.
He doesn't have one.
Okay.
And he might make Sports Center with this. Look at this from the onboard.
I think he will be on Sports Center.
This has got to be a top 10 play. Come on. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
exactly right.
You're driving and you're cleaning your windshield at the same time.
I'm not sure he's allowed to do that.
Well, Joey Logano's doing the same thing behind him. I mean,
all right, let's bring you the best news for Carl Edwards fans, because he has moved ahead of Brad Keselowski in the points if the race stays in station as it is right now. Take a look, and you would see that Carl, running in 7th, would move ahead of Brad. Also some action down at the bottom of the field, as Marcus Ambrose would move into the top 10 if he can hold on for this win.
Very close to Jason in 9th, too, so that's one thing. The better you do, the more points you get.
All right, so Carl's done cleaning the windshield, and we've advocated that goes to Sports Center for tonight. When we come back, hopefully we'll be ready to go green flag racing again at Montreal.